Okay, so I'm really sorry. I don't want to waste your time. Holy Spirit, take perfect control. Amen. Hi, parents. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of our chat show. Today, I'm having three of our daddy on board. So they are from Glorious Christian Family. They'll be discussing on two topics. And the first part of the topic is it a choice or a must for a father to be a responsible dad? And the second part of the second topic will be which one is more effective? Is he lenient father or a very strict father? So our daddies, they will be having some informal chat, on these two topics, and we want to listen to their opinion, and we hope you are blessed as you listen. So I'm just going to start with Evangelist Adebisi. So how are you, sir? Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate your time. I know it's not that convenient, but thank you for squeezing this minute to spend with us. So, sir, we just want to know, is it a must or a choice to be a responsible father? So we want you to come with your view and let our parents out there to learn from you. So thank you, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody, and then thank you very much, Sister Joy. The question to know if being a dad, being a responsible dad, should be a choice or a must. Let's first of all, let us go to the Bible, where the Bible says that we should train up our child the way they should go, and when they grow up, they will not depart from it. So essentially what the Bible was saying to us is just to take responsibility over our child. And we all know that every man who fathers a child has a moral responsibility to his child or his children. And in our world, fathers are expected to preside over their families in love and righteousness, and they are responsible to provide the necessity of life and protection for their family. Having said that, a responsible father must also ensure that he provides an emotional, social, spiritual support for his family. Our children, they need affection from their fathers, both physical and verbal. They need reassurance, kind and loving discipline. So as a good father, being responsible for one's children, both the biological one and the adopted ones, is not a choice, but a must for every Christian father or for every good father. Father must actively involve in the life of their children. It will not only have positive impact in the children's life alone, but onto the generation to even come. However, some people, they may feel that there might be some barrier that are preventing them from being involved or being fully involved. Some fathers have this false belief that about their role as a father, such as the idea that a mom should be the one to do the nurturing and dad should simply provide maybe the material things of money. But every responsible dad must be fully involved in caring and nurturing for their children. So, and then we as a father, we need to show a genuine interest in their day-to-day experience and activities. So in a nutshell, if I'm talking from the Christian perspective, I would say it's not a choice, but a must for every man to be a responsible dad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Because of our time, I will not even add anything to that. That's absolutely clear. So I'll move on to our daddy, Palodu. Well, our daddy, Evangelist Adebisi has come with, the spiritual, backing of, spiritual point anyway. So I believe, so is there any other thing you want to add to what he has said, or are you against the opinion, or are you saying that it is a choice, or it is a must for a father to be responsible in their function?
Hi, parents. Thank you very much, Sister Joy. The evangelist has said a lot, but I wouldn't want to go into spiritual aspects. A father, that figure is very important in the life of a child or children. For example, you will see that ladies, they can shout, on a child, and the child will still not move. But when the father comes in, that figure alone, when the father comes in, you will see that child getting up. And the mother will be saying, oh, I've been telling you to do these things, but now that you see your father. So that figure is very important. So it is a must. And in the United States here, there is a program for the fathers that are not responsible. They call it child support. So if it is not a must, the government will not put up. I think you have it in United Kingdom also.
Yeah.
So a father that refuses to be responsible, the government will make them or force them to be responsible. So it is a must for a father to be responsible in the life of a child or of the children. Because of that figure, like I said, evangelist has gone into the spiritual aspect of it, which is of the Lord. But even carnally and even in this world, the government has a program that if you think you don't want to be responsible, permit me to use this language that is generally being used here. Even the women here, they see them as just a sperm donor. That is what they call them, that they are not responsible, they are sperm donor. But the government is now making them, and do you know that they go to jail for not being responsible? If they ask you to pay a certain amount as a child support, you refuse to pay it, that is the time that they will pick you up and jail you. Wow. So this is to say that it is a must to be responsible as a father. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. God bless you. So, our parents out there, the first that they have, have discussed this topic using the Bible, the biblical part to back his point, and our daddy has used the government, sector, what is happening within this, the influence of government on family, especially father, to back up his own point. So I will just hand over to our daddy Oladosu just to to come with, because I just want us to know that I personally what I'm preaching. I want a father to be responsible. That's where I'm coming from. But there's other factors as well that is actually making some fathers to be like, okay, they don't want to be responsible. So, but I believe our first speaker and second speaker, because they are a very responsible father anyway. So they might not be in a position, to discuss that. So, Daddy, is there any other the pros and cons of this topic? Over to you, sir.
Well, it will be a pro and con thing actually. Kudos to the two fathers that have spoken, Evangelist and Mr. Falodun. I greet you, sirs. Good morning. In addition to what they have both said, okay, it is vital. It is very, very important that a father plays a significant role in the life of the children, both biological or adopted. Okay. Even the ones that are not adopted, as long as you are able to play a fatherly role in the life of anybody, it's your responsibility for them to see you as a role model, as a positive role model, regardless of the situation, the circumstance, the terrain, the jurisdiction, the geographical location. Nothing should hinder you being responsible as a father, as a man, to your wife, to the children, to every younger ones that are looking up to you. So, like, there's this normal Yoruba adage that says, so if we don't give them that morale that is expected of them, if we don't give them that proper upbringing, we tend to regret it. Like I've got friends that are from polygamous home, and their dads are the ones getting most of it at the end of the day, because the children tends to swim or to deviate to their moms. Like a man that has 3 wives, it's obvious that the children will go to their. I mean, by the time they grow or by the time they are mature, they will tend to do more for their moms than their dad, because they see their dad as an imbalanced man.
Yeah, there's no way, because it can't mandatory, it's too much for him to manage, to be responsible.
There's too much for him to be responsible for, there's too much for him to manage, and he won't be able to be responsible physically, morally, spiritually, financially, and whatever wise. to all of them, but they tend to be closer to their moms, so they see their moms as their role models as against their dads. But we are lucky to be from Christian homes, which is not permitted, and that is a privilege to us. So seeing any Christian father that sees being responsible as a choice, I think he needs to go back to drawing board and check his ways, and so he corrects his ways. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the addition. God bless you. So our daddy out there, so we've heard from at least three of our parents. So it's really important for you to be a responsible dad. And a daddy should be a role model. But these days, you know, because of some of the, our daddies have mentioned, you know, we look at our mother, you know, as a role model. They're also a role model, you know, especially for the female, but daddy is a very important figure. So looking at my whole life, my dad is late now, but well, may his soul rest in perfect peace. I can tell you that some things that my daddy has instilled in me that up to now is still, you know, you know, I still value them. They're like values that I cannot never, you know, forget. I'm going to just take you know, transmit to the next generation. So those are the things my dad, let's say he has not been responsible, then, you know, probably I might not have anything, you know, to remember, you know, about my dad. But now, you know, there's some values that he has, you know, instilled in my life that I can never, they are like precious gifts to me. So every time every time I feel them, then I feel my dad's presence. So anyway, I will just hold it there because of our time. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the contribution. So we go to our next topic, which is more effective? Is he a strict dad or a lenient dad? So I want our daddy. I'm going to start with Mr. Falodun this time around. So which one is more effective? Is it a strict dad, or if you're going with a strict dad, then you need to give us you know, a kind of the reason why you are going for that. So over to you, sir.
Thank you once again, Sister Joy. I would like to align myself with the two, the strict and lenient father. Like my father.
You cannot be between. But I think you will like more.
I will give my point.
Okay.
Like a lenient father, my dad was so lenient, of a blessed memory. And he was so lenient. He doesn't know how to beat. But if he talk to you, like Yoruba will say, you will forever. So he's a lenient, but he can talk to your head. And like you said, the values that he was able to instill in me is guiding me all around me. So the reason why I said I will align myself with it, to the strict father also is doing his own role. But it depends on the children. There are some children that you have to be a little bit strict with them. And there are some that, just like we do say in Yoruba land, just ojulasan eye contact. Some children will understand what you mean.
Yeah.
So like myself, I have 5 girls. I know the one that have to bring out my cane. And I know the one that when I just blink my eyes, she understand what I really mean. So I think two goes pari passu. So it is you that will know what and when to use, either to be lenient or to be strict. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, our daddy, Evangelist Adivisi.
Yeah, thank you once again, Sister Joy. To be fair, you see, to be lenient or to be strict, well, one has to find a balance in between the two. But then I will talk much about being harsh, you know, being strict to the children, because many of our parents, we usually think that strict parenting is the best way to discipline our children, to make them to be obedient. And we think that it is the best way for the children to become a better personality in the future. But however, the opposite is the case. You know, if we are very, very strict with our children, children tend to look up to us as their bosses instead of their friends, you know. And one thing we don't really want to lose with our children is for them to see us as their own bosses. You know, many of us as well, we know how bosses behave in our workplace. You don't really like to relate yourself with any bosses that is very strict. But those ones that are very lenient, that they can listen to you when you have a problem. You know, these children, they won't come to their parent if they are very strict, because they know at the end of the day, if they should come to their parent and then to explain the problem in which they are going through, they know that at the end of the day, these parents might even have to punish them. So they will now choose to solve all the problem alone, or even take that problem outside. And you know, when we are talking about being very strict, it comes with critics. Many of us, when these children, when they express their own opinion, but if that opinion is differ from our own view, we tend not to agree with them. And at the end of the day, you know, we turn them down. And this one can even make the children to have a lower esteem. They won't believe in themselves because they will believe that they are not good enough to the standard of their dad or to the standard of their mom. And the mom and the dad, they want them to be this, they want them to be that. They want them to do everything that will fit within their boss. But if these children cannot do it, they will believe that they are not good enough. And then when they go to the world, they will be able to, you know, that lower esteem will still be there. I remember a story, I don't know if I have much time. When I was growing up, there was this mother. She was so obsessed with strict parenting to her daughter that she rarely allowed this particular girl to even mingle, to socialize with the other people, including myself when we were growing up like that. But you know, when you look at Nigerian standard and you look at UK standard, I know that many of these children, they always, like Nigerian, we wait till when we get to our institution. That is when we have our liberty. That is our prayer, because you know that your parents, they are not, they won't listen to you. And when you go outside there, then you believe that you can do anything. And also in UK, what I observe is that many of them, they wait till when they reach that 18, the age of 18. And that is when you will see the true color. They will now bring out their true color. Although when you are very strict with them, they will play by your own standard. They will listen to you. They will do everything you want them to do. But it is when they get to that age that you now see their true color. So for me, it is for us just to find a good balance to know when to be lenient and when to be strict with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before I go to our daddy, because it's like I want us to be more specific. Are we talking about being lenient or strict in terms of punishing, you know, like in terms of discipline our children, or, you know, I just want our daddy to talk on that, because that is really, really important, because I think that is where the leniency or strictness is coming from. Because a daddy that doesn't beat, you know, we assume that, oh, he's a very lenient, but a daddy that is, you know, that doesn't spare the rod, let me use the word. So we believe that he's so strict and so on. So, but it is more to that. It's not only by disciplining our children that we can be lenient or, you know, or strict. Some at times in giving to them as well, we can be very lenient or strict. So probably I will bring our daddies back next time because of our time to discuss on that, because that is really, really important, because there's a difference between being strict and being abusive when in terms of, and at times leniency also can lead to abusive as well, because it can lead to neglect. So over to you, our dad, Daddy Oladosun. Thank you.
You have said it all yourself. Yes. From my own practical point of view, I think I am a strict dad. Okay. I'm a strict dad. I'm not an abusive dad. Like Sister rightly said, I am my children's friend, but I'm very strict with them. Just like when Mr. Father said that being with the children and you know, being lenient with them in a way, and being strict in a way, kind of, you know, striking the balance. And Evangelist actually said the same thing about striking the balance. Yeah, we need to strike the balance, but most times, you know, our wives, their moms, are mostly lenient with them, in the sense that they just don't want to be bothered. They just don't want to care. Oh my woman, but you just leave me alone. Let me do my own thing. That is what really happens in the homes, and that is, like Ms. Tafa said, that is the more reason why when daddy comes home, the children they adjust quickly. because their mom have said this, they won't listen to her, and she have just neglected or ignored them. Whoever family, just do your own things. But she must have warned them that when your daddy comes, you will hear it, or I will tell your dad, which happens in every home.
Yeah.
I will tell your dad. Daddy doesn't want this. That to their mom, they listen to their dads. And even my children, from my own practical experience, my children listen to me more than they listen to find their mom.
That's right.
They find me more outgoing than they find their mom. It is me they will come to when they want McDonald's. It is me they will come to when they want to go to it is the same me, my mom, their mom will report me, they will report them to naughty. So the balance needs to be striking. Like Evangelist talked about how tough our parents were when we were growing up. The moment you see your dad coming, you are already in your bedroom reading your book, or you're doing something positive. They don't dare see you outside playing football. But these days, we have to encourage our children to even play that football, because it is the in thing now.
It's a money bag now.
It's money bag now. So we have to be strict with them in a way, like Omotola now, like your one of your daughters, my daughter. Imagine a family came from Nigeria and they gave them money. The money they gave them does not belong to her alone; it belongs to the three of them. I put the money in her own pocket, in her own purse, and she took the money to lesson. Only for the lesson teacher. So she was actually going to change £10 out of about £150. So you can imagine a 10-year-old girl handling £150.
That's too much.
You can imagine that. Well, if I had known about it, I would have taken it off her. But the mom won't take it off her. She just leave her to deal with it.
Because she knows that she will be upset. So probably that's why.
so you can imagine. But the moment the lesson teacher reported that, I took the money, I confiscated the money off her, and I told her the most you can get from me is £1 at a time. And that is the rule. And she actually appreciated it. That she was sorry about it, and she appreciated it. So that is how it should be. We should be able to strike the balance. We should be their friends, but we should be strict with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your contribution. So all our daddy, they've said it all. So okay, I'm coming to you, sir, Mr. Father, for an addition. And any of our daddy, if you have any addition, to add at any point, please. We're looking at the time at the same time, so just let us know. So I will just, Daddy Oladoso has actually back, what our first two daddies have said, back it up with an example, like from personal example, which is more effective. So I'm also going to use example using my daddy parenting style. Also, I used to have I have a very strict daddy. He's very strict in terms of his parenting, and also he's a very kind dad in terms of giving. So he shows us that he really loves us so much. So going back to the advantage and disadvantage of that. The advantage of being strict in terms of, I can't remember my daddy beating me. No, but when he talks to you, like how our daddy, Olodu said, so I hate when people talk to me. I prefer to be, but when they will talk to me, as a friend, if we have I'm talking about real talk, like talking to me, in terms of correcting or whatever. So it's more effective than any other thing. Probably you ignore, I don't care. But if you call me and you talk to me, then yeah, I listen. That's what worked for me. Probably that's what my dad has discovered. Among all other children, yeah, it never. So, but there are disadvantage and advantage. Like I said, being strict, made my dad. What I discovered is that I'm unable to tell him some of the things I would have loved to tell him. Because he's extremely strict in that regard. And also the advantage is his lifestyle, his style of training me has molded my life to become what I am today. And most of my junior ones, everybody, we are actually doing well, like what a father would pray for. So, and it has helped us because most of our colleagues then that used to pray for like, oh, I love their dad and so on. Some, because of the leniency, it has, some of them actually fall off on the way. Like, some people get impregnated, those kind of, that will never be it will not even come there because we know the kind of parent we have. You cannot afford to get pregnant, that kind of, it's more our life in a way, and it helps us, that when you go to school, because if you do well, my daddy will reward you, want to give you, we praise you, that kind of, so you want to be the best in everything you do. So that parenting side, despite I've been strict, has helped us a lot. So I just like but all that I have said, we need to balance it. But I still believe in that strictness in parenting, especially father figure. Like that's strict. I'm not saying in time of beating. Like I said, my daddy never, touched me throughout his parenting life. Throughout. But when he talks to me, then it's really, I will be really, really down. It won't cause me or say any other negative stuff or, like negative. I've never even heard negative word from both parents. I don't know how they do it. No negatives. But when they talk to you, they let you see the implication of what you are doing. And they give you an example of people who did this one and be successful and so on. All those things help us, then when I was growing up. So I'll just go to Daddy Falodun. Do you have any additions, sir? It's like I saw you.
Yes.
Wave to me, yeah.
Thanks to the daddies. Thanks to the daddies. What I want to say is, the only balance I think we can strike is you have to be strict a little bit, especially in policy to the children, for them to know. Like my first daughter, she's in higher institution in Nigeria, and I just came back from Nigeria 2 days ago. And she told me that I do go to Nigeria every year to see them. So during the holiday vacations. So finding the time that they would join me. So she told me that she wanted to defend her project. And she was asking me she want to do her hair. She want to buy suits. She want to buy new shoes. And I told her, I said, you need your brain to defend the project. So I was telling how I passed through school. There was nobody but God that helped me, and I make it out of school. But she started crying. I did not look at her side because I wanted her to know that to be successful is not until you get material things. It's in you.
Yeah.
So she got the message, but she went back to my grandma. That she got my message, but she still need those things. And my grandma called me. I did not say anything because when I was in Nigeria, I used the account. So I left some money there. When the day I was moving, she was in school. I sent someone to go and give her ATM. So when she saw the money remaining, she called me, oh, Daddy, thank you. But she got the message. So she later called me to apologize that she got the message. And do you know what? Despite the money that I left for her, she bought a simple dress because of what I've been able to let her know. So she bought a simple dress and she said, oh, Daddy, my project went well, very successfully.
Wow.
So you have to be strict in policy to let them know what you can take, what you will not take.
Yes.
My daddy, he was a prophet of a blessed memory. My daddy will tell you what he will not do. But whatever he will do, if you like, say whatever he wants to say, he will not do it, or whatever it will, he will do it. But my mom can beat from morning till night. Very strict. But I can tell you that both my dad that was lenient and my mom that is strict, she's still alive and she's still strict. She's about 70-something. She's still strict. That worked well for me because there was a time that I was derailing. So I remember her. That this mom, despite the fact that I'm old, I'm adult, she can slap me anytime. She can come out and disgrace me. So I had to. Let me go back to my dad. There was a time I loved fighting when I was younger. So my dad would call me back whenever I went out to fight, and I would sit me down and we asked me to be reading the book of Proverbs. And as a child, if you don't want to read and they're forcing you to read, it's a punishment.
Yeah.
So my dad,
especially Bible. Parents do that. Go and read your Bible. The child will never love Bible.
My dad will say, oh yeah, start. whatever you read, if it is 2 or 3 pages, he will now call me later, tell me what you have read. So if you don't tell him, it will take you up on another challenge. So, but let me tell you, all those King of Solomon, the book of Proverbs that asked me to read as a mother, they really helped me. By the time he left, it was not coming back to me. I was having when he left. So it was not coming back to me. Everything.
Because of our time, sorry. I think we're having
okay. To be lenient is good to be. You just need to strike the balance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much, sir. Our daddy, do you want to have any example again? Just 1 minute example. So I want our daddy to round it up then. Daddy evangelist Adebisi.
I think the other time that I was talking, I did not conclude on the story that I was telling you. Though I so much believe in being lenient with the children so that we will have a good and open relationship.
Yeah.
You understand? Because that family bond will be there, and they will come to us with any problem that they have. They will come with us with any of their concern when we are being lenient to them, when we are not straight to, when we don't enforce or impose it on them to play by the rules. You understand? Like that story I was telling you, this particular girl, she played along with her mom until when she had that chance to go to an institution. And when she got to an institution, in fact, that very first year was the year that she got pregnant. And not only that she got pregnant, she even told her own boyfriend then and the in-laws that she doesn't have any parents, because she knows what her mom is capable of doing if she should come to her dad and mom and say, "Mommy, I've made a mistake and I've done it." But what I'm saying is that even if they make mistake, if we are being very lenient with them, because we give them that chance to discover themselves. We all have capability, being positive or negative. We all have capacity. It is when we give them that free hand to know, then they will be able to know the kind of children that we have. We will know their weakness and we will know their strength, and then we'll be able to come in from there. Because of time, so let me just say.
Thank you very much, sir. You just mentioned what I wanted to use to round up. So, parents, thank you so much, our daddy, for your time. I really appreciate. 10 o'clock. God, thank you. God bless you, because I know your time is precious to you, and I know the value. God bless you, sir. So our parents had their, especially our daddy. So we need to work on this. It's really important, and like our last speaker said, that you need to have a relationship with your children. That is really important, just to know the type of children you are dealing with. Some children are tender, like me growing up, I'm a little bit fragile. So my parents know how to deal with me. And we have some other ones that are really stubborn, that they really need to be really serious with. And thank God for the help. So parents, you need to know your child. And then also, like our daddy Ola Dosu said as well, like our mothers, so you need to help our fathers, because I can remember when I wanted to do my project, that was my first degree, and I told Dad I need a laptop. That was then, laptop just came into vogue, and it was dead expensive then. And that's why my daddy can afford it. He asked me one question: how many people have that laptop in your class? I said, no one. In your faculty? I said, I saw 1 or 2 people. So he said, if other people that doesn't have laptop, if their parents could not afford, can do that same research with you and pass, then you go and do it without laptop. You know what? I was so furious, I was so upset. Like, he can buy me, even all my friends, they say, she'll be the first person to buy a laptop. And my dad disappointed me. So do you know what I do? I spoke to my mom, I said, don't worry, I'm going to buy it for you. I remember she bought the laptop for me, but unfortunately I can't take it home. I never bought a lot of things today. So, parent like policy that Father says that you have to be disciplined and have your own policy. And mothers, you need to be helping our dad. When daddy say yes, let it be yes, because all these things are implication. Even though in my own case, my dad is a little bit dominant, so you cannot, you are not coming. There's no way you want to be stubborn. He's going to, because he has different tactics, to get us. God actually bless him with that wisdom. So, thank you so much, sir, again for your time, and for our Daddy out there, our parents, may God bless you for this lovely time. I believe we've learned one or two things. I pray as we, as we continue to use this information, where necessary in our life, I pray God help us and the grace of God is sufficient for us. Thank you so much for your time today. Well, have a great day. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Hello, sorry.